Good evening. Hi, my name is Katie Pauls, and I'm the director of the 7th grade band at Warner Middle School. Tonight we have 3 pieces for you in our portion of the concert. We've been working on these since the beginning of the year. This is our first concert of the year, and we're excited to share what we have with you tonight. First, to announce our first piece, I'd like to invite Anaya Billups up to the microphone.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's concert. We are the Warner 7th grade band and we are excited to share 3 pieces with you tonight. Our first piece is a march. In this piece, we learned to play the key of C minor and worked on 16th note rhythms. In this piece, the low brass and low woodwinds are featured melody in the trio section. This is March Zuma by John O'Reilly.
Our next piece is an aggressive, energetic, contest-style composition. It contains bold fanfares, strong percussion introductions, and angular rhythms. In this piece, our percussionists learned to tune and play the timpani, and the rest of the band worked on tempo changes and a woodwind choir section in the middle of the piece. This is Talons of Fire by Sandy Feldstein and Larry Clark.
The final piece in our portion of the concert depicts a fun and carefree day of playing in the snow. It contains tuneful melodies and a cheerful rhythmic background. This piece ends with a triumphant chromatic scale down the hill. In this piece, we learned chromatic scales and fingerings, how to change playing styles quickly, and how to balance this so the melody is always heard. This is Holiday Bobsled Run by Robert Sheldon.
And there we go. On stage right now with conductor Clayton Wackles is the North Farmington High School Concert Winds. Yes. My name is Daniel Zivian. I will have the pleasure of being your MC this evening, and I'll also be playing in this first song here. I would have been at the Oscars, but I passed them up. And just a disclaimer, show of hands, who was here at last night's concert? Oh, that's a lot more people. I'm sorry, guys, this is going to sound a little familiar. A little deja vu. This first selection was composed by a guy named Hugh M. Stewart. And I'm pretty sure his goal was to confuse everyone with words people don't use and geography that doesn't really make sense. Now, can we get the house lights up back there? Jake, my man, we got the house lights. Ah, look at that. I want everyone to get out their programs. Yes. Take notes, everyone. There will be a test afterwards. Hope everyone's looking at the first piece. This piece is called, say it with me now, 3 Airs from Gloucester. Right. Whoever said Gloucester can stay after the show and clean the erasers. All right, not bad. Now, Gloucester is a city in the southwest of England. I'm sure they breathe air in Gloucester. Now, let's see. The first movement is the Jolly Earl of... Is that Cholmondeley? Now, actually, that word down there, that very long word, is pronounced Chumley. That's it, for no particular reason. But Chumley Castle is in Cheshire, many miles north of Gloucestershire. The second movement is air for eventide. Now, that's an archaic word for evening and doesn't imply location, so point for you, Stuart. I hope you're happy. And the last one is Fiefs of Wembley. Well, there are many problems with that, the least of which is the tennis stadium. All right, we can get the house lights down. Luckily, Stuart's tuneful pastiche more than makes up for these details. These do resemble classic English folk song, even though he composed them. And perhaps the wide diversity of locations and old words are just meant to reflect their general Englishness and not for accuracy. Fine by me. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 Airs from Gloucester. I believe we are now going to take a brief interval as we bring North Farmington's concert band up to the stage. Is that correct? Concert band's coming up now, right? Yes, wonderful. Concert band. I think they're waiting out the door. They will be in a moment. Or they might be sitting. They could be anywhere. It's all theoretical. All right, let's see. Hey, while we're waiting, I've got a quick little trivia question. What do drummers and philosophers have in common? They both perceive time as a theoretical, abstract concept. I heard that one. I don't know. How's everyone doing tonight? Good. Yes, good. It was so cold outside. Somebody said it. I thought I heard it. 42 degrees. Started, the music boosters are selling poinsettias after the show. I don't know if they've run out yet, but there's still some poinsettias available for the poinsettia sale. If you haven't gotten your poinsettia, get it now before they are gone. Buy one, get one, the one you paid for.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience as we mass both these bands together. It's not easy to do, but we wanted to make sure everybody had just things right.
And with that, now on the stage are the combined concert winds and concert band. Yes. My goodness, look at all of them. All right. It's hard to believe that one of the great holiday standards, White Christmas by Irving Berlin, was originally thought of as a B-side. It was written for Holiday Inn, a movie that simulated snow with asbestos, they did, and had a song for each holiday. Of course, when Berlin, who was born Israel Moiseyevich Belin, sat down to write the Christmas-themed song, he was a little stumped. Even after he had written the song, he considered the Valentine's Day number, Be Careful, It's My Heart, to be the film's potential hit. Not only did White Christmas achieve staggering popularity, it also took on a certain poignancy in the public conscience. The song was premiered on radio by Bing Crosby on Christmas Day 1941, just 18 days after the attacks on Pearl Harbor, and in wartime would represent a longing for home and a holiday just like the ones I used to know. The tune won an Oscar, topped the Billboard charts for weeks, years at a time, and is still the most recorded Christmas song ever. This is White Christmas. The story of our next piece is unfortunately rooted in tragedy. Horatio Spafford was a Chicago businessman who had lost his son to scarlet fever after losing all his investments to the Great Fire of 1871. 2 years later, He was planning a vacation in Europe with his wife and daughters, but in the midst of business delays, Spafford had to stay behind while the rest of his family went on. Out at sea, tragedy struck. 2 ships collided in the wee hours of morning and sunk soon after. Anna Spafford survived, but all 4 daughters were lost to the waves. As Horatio, a Presbyterian elder, sailed to Cardiff to grieve with his wife, he penned these lyrics. When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like a sea billows roll, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. These words were set to music by hymn writer Philip Bliss, who would die in a train crash soon afterward. What you're about to hear is a contemporary arrangement by David Holsinger on a hymn song of Philip Bliss. Let's hear once more for the band. Aren't they terrific, huh? All right. Now, let's be real. That was a pretty tragic story back there. So let's lighten things up with another English folk song, a real folk song, mind you. This one is called Green Bushes and was made rather famous by composer Percy Grainger. Now, when I do these gigs, as we say in the showbiz, I like to do some research on the pieces, and I have found that this here folk song, Green Bushes, is essentially a bad romantic comedy, the lyrics of which I will summarize. Guy's walking in the park, sees a pretty lady waiting for her date. Guy promises loyalty and a bunch of materialistic things if she goes out with him, and she agrees to go out with him. Then, the guy she was waiting for shows up after they've left and is heartbroken. And that's it. It's like a medieval version of Love Actually. And with that, here is Themes from Green Bushes. Okay. That was the combined concert band and concert winds. Now we are going to take a brief interval as the stage is adjusted. We'll be inviting our 7th grade band up to and or around the platform stage thing. Now, lucky for all you, I figured there'd be some dead air here. So I've got a couple more trivia questions for you all. If you were here last night, can I see a show of hands? Who was here last night? Mom, you don't count. If you were here last night, please don't spoil the answers for others. I want to see people guessing. Here we go. Can anyone tell me the range of a tuba? This is good. Can you shout a little louder? I heard a response. No? All right, all good guesses. It's actually 20 yards if you have a good arm. Okay, I got a better one. Here we go. Better question. I want to really hear you guessing. Just any number you want. How many conductors does it take to change a light bulb? 8. 40? 8. 18? Okay, hold on. Unfortunately, I actually don't know because I wasn't watching. Once again, we'd like to thank Miss Falls and the band for being here. They come, yes. They come here every year. Miss Falls, terrific director. Always admired her. Oh yes, we are giving out bleacher seats. I don't know how many are left, but we've got all these free bleacher seats left over. If you ever had a marching band performance and the seats are really cold and it's raining because it's always raining, get yourself a bleacher seat. It'll improve your experience 100%, and we are giving them out for free. Please, please take them. The boosters are still selling their poinsettias after the show. That hasn't changed in the last 5 minutes. Let's see here. No, not that. Oh, members of the school board will now be performing a patriotic tableau. Whatever that is. Oh, a correction. Members of the school board will not be performing a patriotic tableau. Some disagreement about the costumes, I presume. I think that covers all the announcements. If anyone else in the audience has anything to say for everyone here on the mic, please don't come up. And when they play this next song that they're playing, please don't sing along either. Oh, they're still coming. All right. I think we got him. All right, we now unfortunately come to the end of our concert. We hope that you've had a great time with us tonight. Before we conclude, once again, I'd like to thank Miss Falls and the Warner 7th grade band for making their annual guest appearance on our stage. We'd also like to thank the fine students at TV10 and the fine singular student from Odd Tech, thank you, Jake, for making sure our production runs smoothly. And last but certainly not least, we would like to thank the band and orchestra boosters for their general support of the program. Yes. Yes. And now, without further ado, this is a Farmington Hills tradition that goes back many years to ye old days of Dunkel. And you may ask, how did this tradition get started? And I'll tell you, I don't know. But it's a tradition. So now the combined 7th grade concert band and concert winds will be playing Let It Snow. That is our show, everyone. Thank you very much for coming out. When you go home, please drive safely. The roads are always terrible. I believe there's an afterglow in the lobby. I sure hope there's an afterglow in the lobby. I could really use an afterglow in the lobby. And stay safe out there. But until then, and as always, go Raiders!